From a spectacular and terrifying EVP recording captured during the search for a missing girl, to a ghost that manages to pass through a ceiling, to the top-ranked videos that will make you desperate with fear. Get ready, because my name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present Top 7 Horror Videos You Should Never Watch at Night. Number 7. We start this list with a case that seemed to be headed down the criminal path, but which lately has taken on paranormal overtones. In Chile, the disappearance of 19-year-old Krishna Aguilera has become one of the most perplexing cases in recent months. However, something happened recently during a television interview, something not everyone noticed, but which sent chills down the spines of those who did. You see, while Krishna's sister was explaining the family's anguish, something unexpected was picked up by the microphone, a soft, faint voice that caused a stir on social media. Pay attention.
Ella sabe.
Sí.
Ela sabe.
Sí, saben. Ellas dos saben.
Ela sabe.
Sí.
Ela sabe.
Sí.
Ela sabe.
Did you hear that? So far, no one had claimed ownership, nor do they know where it came from or who said that word. But in the comments, people say they are convinced that the voice belongs to the young woman pleading to find her. But that wasn't all. In a second recording, this time during a live broadcast from the location where Krishna was being searched for, the reporter was walking next to her cameraman along an irrigation canal when the camera captured the impossible. Once again, a distorted voice filtered through the microphone, revealing a phrase that sent chills down the spines of those watching the broadcast.
Aproximadamente 5 minutos que bajaron estos funcionarios en dirección hacia el norte. Eso fue hace aproximadamente 5 minutos norte. Eso fue hace aproximadamente 5 minutos que bajaron estos funcionarios.
Revealing a phrase that sent chills down the spines of those watching the broadcast. What on earth was that? It gave me goosebumps. Is that her asking for help? These are just a few of the thousands of comments this video received when it was uploaded to social media. For some, it was just a production filter, while for the vast majority, it could be Krishna herself, who from a spiritual realm was trying to guide them to find her own body. As of the date I'm writing this story, the young woman's whereabouts are unknown, and the presence of these voices only adds a new layer of mystery to the case. Authorities have already arrested the main suspect and some alleged accomplices who refuse to give their version of events, leaving many questions unanswered. Could these EVP recordings be a call from Krishna from somewhere trying to communicate? Or perhaps is someone else using their voice to manipulate the investigation? Leave your opinion in the comment section. Number 6. The following recording was made by a group of young people who, after a night of partying, decided to go to a small park before heading home. One of them, intrigued by what he saw in front of his vehicle, took out his cell phone and started recording, without imagining that what he captured that night would go viral in a matter of hours. Is that a human face we see in the trunk of that tree? It's not just any optical illusion. The camera records how even when the car lights are turned on and off, the figure remains there, undisturbed. Eyes, nose, chin, mouth, and even the outline of an eyebrow are clearly distinguishable, as if someone had carved that face into the wood centuries ago, or as if the tree itself had decided to form that figure on its own. Opinions were divided on social media. Some claim it's nothing more than a coincidence, a quirk of nature, or the result of the interplay of lights, shadows, and textures. Others point to pareidolia as the cause, the phenomena that makes our brains see familiar shapes where none exist. However, it is also suggested that it could be the manifestation of an elemental, ancestral beings described in various ancient cultures and religions, guardian spirits of nature, protectors of the forests, capable of taking physical form when they sense their environment is being invaded. They even claim to see more faces hidden in the image, as if the landscape were coming to life, harboring more spirits that silently observe. What are we really seeing? A simple visual effect resulting from chance, or proof that trees have a living consciousness that watches over, feels, and protects their environment? Comment below. Number 5. In this position, we find one of the most shocking poltergeist phenomena that have been published in recent times. This story begins with a young couple who had fulfilled a dream many share, buying an old house where they could start a new life. Everything seemed perfect, until little by little, inexplicable things began to happen within those walls. Watch. As you can see, the confused and frightened young man leaves his room to check. He opens the door, looks outside, and there's no one there, only the echo of silence and that icy feeling of being watched. Intrigued and now fearful, they decided to install more security cameras throughout the house. They wanted proof. They wanted to understand what on earth was going on. But what they captured defied any logical explanation. Days later, while they were arguing in the kitchen, the impossible manifested itself again.
But they like you a lot.
Acting rude to me.
They're not trying. That's just how they. Hey.
Several objects, plates, glasses, and utensils are violently flung out, as if something invisible were throwing them furiously. And it seemed that the house itself had wanted to end the argument, as if that place had a conscience, or worse yet, a will of its own. The following recording was captured in the master bedroom. It was night. The young woman was in her bed, looking at her cell phone, waiting for her partner to arrive home from work, until the following happened. The camera shows how the bedroom door begins to move slowly, opening and closing on its own. The young woman thinks it's her partner, but no one appears. No one enters. This situation occurred while she was completely alone at home. Tired, terrified, and without answers, the couple decides to leave the house at night, convinced that what inhabits it does not belong to this world. To this day, it is unknown whether they returned or decided to leave forever. But many believe that being such an old house, it had been inhabited long before by something that simply didn't want to share its space with them. If you were in their place, would you stay another night? Or would you run away without looking back? Write down your answer. Number 4. A man armed only with his camera and a lot of courage decided to venture into what many avoided even looking at, an old abandoned hospital, where it was said that inexplicable things happened inside. The man toured several levels, recording everything with his camera until he reached the top floor, which according to rumors was the most active. It was there that his curiosity led him to discover, in the worst possible way, that something truly strange did indeed inhabit that place.
Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ah!
Many skeptics have tried to explain what you just saw. Some say it could be a doll hanging from strings, placed there to scare anyone who entered. But if that were the case, how do you explain it passing through the ceiling like that? There are no visible strings, no editing cuts, and no way to hold something like that up with simple tricks. A rag doll can't do that. Others suggest that it could be a camera reflection or a light projection. But the angle, the shadow, and the way the figure disappears without distorting the surroundings makes it virtually impossible. So what did that man actually see? Perhaps we are facing something far more sinister. Perhaps the hospital is still inhabited, not by patients, but by their spirits, who still wander the corridors that witnessed their deaths. How many other abandoned places hide stories like this? Does this video show a simple illusion or a real manifestation of the afterlife? Tell me what you think. Many of the videos you're about to see were submitted by my audience. If you know of or own similar videos that you would like me to see, please feel free to send them to the email address on the screen. And if you enjoy my content, please subscribe on YouTube. Without further ado, let's continue. Number 3. The Clean Girl. That's the name of the TikTok account of the young woman you see on screen. A content creator who has recently captured the attention of thousands, not for dances or viral challenges, but for an activity as particular as it is controversial. She dedicates her time to cleaning forgotten graves, tombs that have been covered with weeds, dirt, and neglect for years. She does it respectfully, recording each day and restoring a little dignity to the most neglected corners of cemeteries. But in one of those footage, something happened that even she didn't notice while recording. Something that, according to many, has no logical explanation.
At the graveyard at night. Cleaning this abandoned grave for free. I have so many questions in my head. What happened? How did this grave get so dirty? Who's buried here? Her name's Bienvenida. Wow, her name is welcome in Espanol. Wait a minute, her grave should be welcoming too. But right now, this is the dirtiest grave I've ever seen. That's so unfair. Everyone deserves a beautiful resting place. Bienvenida died on July 23rd, 1980. Her star sign is Aries. My best friend is an Aries. I wonder what Bienvenida's life was like. Does she like chocolate cupcakes? What killed her? This transformation is a lot of work. I might be here all night, but it's so fun. Thank you to everyone who supports and follows.
Everything seems normal until in the background, some flowers move on their own. There's no visible wind, no human shadow nearby, just a slight, almost imperceptible movement, as if someone or something had passed by them. And as if this weren't enough, further on, just across from the tomb, a shovel resting on the ground moves by itself. It doesn't fall, it doesn't slide, it simply shakes as if an invisible hand had pushed it. And what's most disturbing is that the young woman, completely unaware of what's happening around her, continues cleaning and smiling at the camera. After the video was published, comments quickly followed. Some claimed it was all a simple trick, a strategy to get more views, or even, according to the most critical, a lack of respect for the deceased who rest there. But other users strongly defended the young woman, saying that her work is noble, that she is doing something that even the families themselves do not dare to do, giving back a little care and memory to those who are no longer here. Whatever the reason, the movement of the flowers and the shovel remains unexplained. There's no visible manipulation, no strings, no obvious gusts of wind, just those objects moving, as if an invisible presence were watching, or perhaps appreciating what she was doing. Could it have been a draft, an illusion, or was it truly a spiritual manifestation reacting to the young woman's kindness? What do you think? Number 2. The following recording came to me thanks to Guadalupe, a loyal subscriber of the channel, who sent me disturbing material from Mérida, Yucatan. In her email, she recounts that one night with her cousin, they both noticed strange movements occurring among the clouds. Intrigued, one of them took out their cell phone and started recording to capture exactly what it was. What they saw in the sky left them completely stunned.
Dejo de grabar porque ya tenemos pruebas con esto. No la cosa ni más. Lo apago entonces.
As you can see, there are lights that move quickly, advancing and retreating over and over again, as if they were following a pattern, or as if they were looking for something. Do they look familiar to you? And if you're a regular follower of this channel, you would have already noticed a worrying similarity to another phenomenon we analyzed some time ago. Do you remember it? On that occasion, we had already ruled out that it was planes, helicopters, or drones, because their movements are too fast and too precise. Nor are these reflections of terrestrial lights, since no beams of light are visible impacting the clouds. In fact, what we see here appear to have its own energy source, as if those lights were floating on their own willpower. So what exactly are we observing? Different people, different places, and on different days, they witnessed almost identical phenomena among them. Whatever it is, the fact is that these strange lights are becoming disturbingly frequent. Number 1. We conclude this list with a curious and inexplicable recording captured one ordinary afternoon. A young woman was walking down the street when suddenly a strange glimmer caught her eye in the distance. She took out her phone and upon closer inspection found a small but unusual butterfly.
Loca, esa es una mariposa que brilla. Una mariposa que brilla.
As far as we know, there are no butterfly species that emit their own light like fireflies or other insects in nature. However, there it is, its wings so bright that it caught the attention of social media users. Trying to find an explanation, some say it could be the reflection of a ray of sunlight hitting its wings directly. However, this theory falls apart when it flies off the wall, becoming completely dark, ruling out this possibility. Others speak of some kind of chemical it consumed, or a new species of butterfly that has not yet been discovered. However, the mystery remains, and a rational answer to this inexplicable video has not yet been made public. Why do you think this butterfly's wings are so luminous? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. As this video has come to an end, my name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret.